It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, it's been exactly the kind of start to the season that they were shooting for. They've lost only once in their first 7 games. Can't ask for much more than that. And with Ricky Rubio, Kenny, you kind of know what you're going to get. A really good defender and playmaker who sometimes, well, more than sometimes, struggles with the jumper.
See, I'm tired of that, Ernie. Every time people just go about what NBA players can't do. Tell me what he can do. And what he can do.
I said he's a good playmaker and defender.
Yeah, but they always want to harp on the fact that he might not be a great shooter.
The first thing I mentioned was he's a good playmaker and defender.
Yeah, but it just bothers me when other people do it. How's that?
Well, fine.
Because Rubio is a great floor leader and a great passer.
You know, he's not the shooter Pistol Pete was, but has similar flair to his game.
Love his toughness.
He has a similar flair, but he's no pistol.
You're
Come
right.
on now.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right.
There's only one La Pistola.
La Pistola.
And with that, just about time for tip-off. We'll see you later.
Why you think they call me Angry Boy?
Welcome, everyone. We have a very special treat for you here. No trick. It's the NBA on Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup. Along with Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. Boy, do we have a treat for you folks. The big ticket is here. Kevin Garnett in the house. KG, welcome.
Man, a lot of people don't know that you actually gave me the name, The Big Ticket. Dude, K-Hard, man, I hope you got a package of all this somewhere. I hope you own all the names that you've given over the years.
You are the big ticket still. Great to have Kevin Garnett. The Timberwolves looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. They are right where they want to be right now. Only one loss so far in the first 7 games of the season.
Yeah, you know, both sides may downplay it, but these rivalry matchups bring about a level of emotion that you generally don't get.
All right, guys play harder, Greg. They play with a bit more passion. This is what we love to see.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, good evening, guys. Now, the Timberwolves are building something here. Now, forward Taj Gibson said, "We've got a great group that understands the importance of work." And Tom Thibodeau added, "You're seeing a lot of guys sacrifice for the team. In order to win, that's what you have to do." Kevin?
They're establishing a great culture, DA. Thank you. Kevin, you think about the work that goes into being an elite player. Describe that. What did you try to accomplish?
What are you going to do in these positions right here? When they trap you, how are you going to get the ball out? When you're not trapped, when you're one-on-one, what are the moves you're working on down here? Okay, on the right block. Okay, what about the left block? What about the top of the key? You get an ISO top of the key, what are you going to do? 5 seconds, what are you going to do? So you have to invest in yourself. After you get done with that, that's probably 45 minutes to an hour. You go in, you shower, you get done with that, you take your behind home, you sit, you rest. Now you, obviously, as a person, you're living as a human being, your everyday life. But yeah, it's a lot.
Sounds exhausting.
It is, but it is a cycle that you are able to create for yourself. And once you're in it, you're in it. And it turns over like an everyday, you know, this is what you do every day. Sort of like a routine. And once you get that routine, it is what it is. And I was able to keep a routine for 21 years.
Amazing.
Amazing. And you know what?
21 years.
21 years, I added things onto my routine. But if you ask anybody to play with me, they see my routine. I did my routine every day. Never missed a day of not doing my routine.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Rubio teams up with Mitchell in the backcourt. Ingles outside with Favors at power forward. And it's Udoh in at the center position. Now, here's Rubio. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. And it's Mitchell missing. Teague against Rubio. Right side, Butler. Over Mitchell. And it falls over the rim and in.
Well, Butler needs a lot of defensive attention when he's in the mid-range. You've got to have a body on him.
Rubio against Teague. On the wing, Mitchell. He had 13 points in the win against the Mavericks in Dallas. Rubio with a wide open look. No good on the three. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. 13 feet away. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Butler.
Come on now, this guy is so tough to contain. Karl Anthony Towns, such touch inside.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Jazz passing it around. Pass to Ingles. Just 5 to shoot. Teardrop shot. Here's Favors. And a slam dunk by Favors.
Well, that's the size of Derek Favors, allowing him to snag these boards. This guy, you've got to keep him off the offensive glass, Kevin.
And the pass to Butler. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
That free throw good from Butler. And Kevin, you think about all the individual accolades you won, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year award. Where does the title NBA champion rank on your personal list?
Being an NBA champion is everything. If I didn't win any of that individual stuff, I would be totally fine with just being the NBA champion.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
There is a certain skill and intensity every single night that Jimmy Butler brings to the table.
Udo with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Butler on the wing. Now here's Teague. His three-pointer's off the mark. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Favors kicks to Mitchell. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. Rubio the pass to Mitchell. Four on the shot clock. Favors trying to break free.
Well, they're simply having trouble getting their legs underneath them, right? They're just 1 for 5 to start things off.
Here's Rubio. Butler knocks it loose.
Terrific anticipation. Butler reads that play, sends it back.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Ricky Rubio. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 13 points per, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Now, here's Ingles. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
He was active all night on the defensive end as well. With all the steals he came away with, he had him totally rattled.
Now here's Wiggins. Following the miss by Donovan Mitchell.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
The Timberwolves shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
One shot.
Free throw good, Wiggins. Kevin, listening to the value you placed in preparation, practice to you was obviously important.
Practice to me was very important. Preparing was very important. You know, scouting reports, being clear, understanding rotation, understanding what the goal was, understanding the plan. Like, I took all that to heart because I had to be the relayer of that. I had to articulate that to players. I had to be the one in pick and rolls calling out the coverages and stuff. And if I didn't know that, then, you know, Rondo, the guards, they didn't know. So
they were going to get blasted.
So I had to be on top of that. So that was part of the responsibility, one of my responsibilities of just being a professional and being ready to play.
Now, here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. They need this one. Buries the jump shot.
I'll tell you, the in-between game for Rubio starting to come around.
Teague against Rubio. Wiggins outside. That one off the back iron and out. Jazz trail by 8. Mitchell with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Mitchell's shot is good.
I'm telling you this, if you leave one of Ingles' teammates open, Joe is going to find him.
T kicks to Gibson. Ingles against Wiggins. Passes it to Towns. Over Udo. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Here's Ingles. And Utah again with the bucket.
Boy, that's the vision and ability to deliver precise passes. Rubio completely on point.
Teague feeling it out a bit. Kicks it to Towns. Utah with the rebound. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
And going back to last year, this series was an even split.
Here's Rubio. Here's Favors. And a slam dunk by Favors.
Oh, you love to see Favors get high for the slam. What an impressive vertical with that size.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Yeah, you can't let this kind of run continue. Really need to go back to the basics.
No, exactly. I think it's impossible to let this momentum continue. Let's see what they can come up with in the timeout.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Minnesota. And Utah with a change here, too. Cephalosha's checked in. Kevin, you talk a lot about passion, but also fundamentals. Who are some of the guys you faced that had great footwork that you admired and maybe even picked something up in terms of footwork after watching them play?
You know, footwork that jumps right out at me. Charles Barkley had really good footwork.
Interesting.
He was 6'4", undersized.
Yes.
He was able to use his body a lot. He was very physical. A lot of people don't know Charles Barkley had an unbelievable vertical. Yeah, Tim Duncan had really good feet also. Rasheed Wallace had really good feet work. Shaq, believe it or not, I didn't really guard a lot of Shaq, but Shaq had a really good feet. You know, you can really go through the whole catalog of guys. I'm thinking Zach Randolph because he was always opening up. Chris Bosh had really good feet.
Great names. That free throw good from Butler. Rubio with it. Pass to Burks. Lets it go. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And it goes down 2 points. Wiggins has got 5 now.
From the opening tip, he's been active and working for good looks. He's been pretty accurate.
Here's Rubio. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Lets a floater go. Rubio misses.
Struggling to make shots this quarter and making it hard to catch up.
And it's Towns missing.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Burks looking around. Rose against Rubio. Clock at 6. From deep. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
And Doc Rivers, your coach with the Celtics, such a great leader, brought your team together. Talk about that.
You know, he brought us the belief from Mbutu and bringing all of us together and that you give yourself for the greater of the group. And everybody bought into that. And when you hear about when Miami won, Pat Riley had all those guys give something to the pot and giving yourself to something. And when you think about what team is, all these great coaches, these great minds, these great philosophers, it all surrounds that whole little philosophy right there, giving yourself to be able to get something and gain something.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But a true philosophy of winning.
Burks for three. Rebound, Minnesota. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Look, Greg, they simply didn't bring it. And that's one of those losses that you just have to throw away and forget about.
Now, here's Burks. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Rubio finds Burks. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Really confident handle from Alec Burks. How about the ability to get into the teeth of the defense?
Wiggins against Cephalosha. Here's Towns. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Burks in the corner and stolen by Butler. Down low, here's Towns and the dunk by Towns.
If you make a mistake against Jimmy Butler, this guy will find a way to make you pay. Pretty pass.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. 4th in rebounding, 11th in blocks, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's so physical, so explosive. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he was a top 5 rebounder a season ago. Now here's Rose. 8 points his last outing. Just 5 to shoot. Towns down low. He's guarded by Udo. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. Luol Deng is checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Butler. Utah also making some changes. Jay Crowder's checked in for Udo. And it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Now, here's Exum. Favors dishes to Crowder. From 13, and the basket is good. Crowder's got his first 2 points. And you see the floor spacing that's in fashion these days in the league. Kevin, if you were just coming into the NBA right now, would you be more inclined to work on your three-point shot?
I think so. I think if you are a stretch 4, if you're a 3, or even if you're a 5 now, you have to be able to shoot the 3 consistently. Whether it's in the corners or at the top, you have to be able to show that you can stick the 3 ball. I think a lot more small ball is going on now. I think a lot of teams have reverted to the Golden State speed and the pace up type of style now. If I was a rookie coming to the game, I would definitely have to have some confidence in shooting the 3 ball and some consistency in making it.
The Timberwolves have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
At the line for 2.
That one is off. And the second free throw, good. 1:27 left in the first quarter of the game. Exum passes to Favors. Burks against Rose. And here's Burks. Shot clock at 5. Unloads from 13. And there's another one for the Jazz.
Beautiful touch from Burks. He excels at knocking down these mid-range shots.
Rose finds Jang. To the paint. Stolen by Exum. And now Utah, fast break. In the corner, O'Neal with it. Pass to Exum. Nice ball movement by Utah. Just 5 on the clock. He dishes it to O'Neal. Fires, high post. Rebound by Jang. Timberwolves leading by 6. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Rose. The 15-footer, good. Rose has got his second bucket.
Everything in rhythm that time, Kevin. When Rose is confident with the jumper, he can be so dangerous.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 8. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just another thing to remind me, continue to be who you are, just have fish inside of it.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far. And I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
So on the floor for Utah, Exum and Burks, they're back. Jay Crowder out there with Favors, and it's O'Neal in at the 3 spot. Dang passes to Jang. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Well, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Kevin, you've said that 18-year-olds should be able to enter the NBA draft. If you had a son that was good enough to be drafted, had a chance to go play at a big-time college basketball program, would you feel any differently, or you'd probably take that same approach?
You know, every situation is different.
I know it is.
And then I would like to think that whatever his appetite and whatever I felt like he was prepared to be ready for. You know, none of it's easy, and it's going to be hard either way. I would just look to take advantage of opportunities versus having to stop and go in a place. If I can go straight to somewhere versus having to stop, I'm going to go straight to the destination. I'm not going to stop.
And maybe trust the example that you've set for him for those 18 years at home, being under your roof.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
then being able to say that I had you under my roof, basically trained you for this moment here. And then now it's up to the individual, you know. Take him to the water, here's your opportunity, what you going to do with it?
Rose looking around. Here is Tolliver, defended by Crowder. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Offensive rebound. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Utah making a change here. Mitchell's checked in.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Now the pass to Exum. Back to Crowder. That's tipped. It's stolen by Jones. Feeds it to Rose. Sinks that one from the post. Rose has got 9 points.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Utah calls timeout. Kevin, it's not enough that you've got to manage a career which demands so much time and so much your mental and physical being. But then managing a marriage, managing having a family while you're playing, that's a balancing act that not a lot of guys can pull off, but you have.
No, you have a professional life and then you have a personal life. I like to think that basketball is obviously my profession. I love to play. It has a business component to it that you got to obviously get some attention to. But then, when it comes to being personal, your family, your friends, you have to separate the two. I would learn very early in my early career that never bring basketball home, leave it on the court. One of the things I struggled with was losing and being able to leave it on the court.
That would have been tough. For you in particular.
No, I'm just telling you, my first 5-6 years, I can honestly say I've lost relationships, and the fact that I couldn't leave certain things on the floor.
Right.
I wasn't really good with that as a young man, and it cost me some cool relationships. But I like to think that I learned from that. I like to think that I've applied the things that I've learned, and I was able to separate the two, which is very important.
Yes.
Got to have a distinction between the two.
O'Neal hits them both. Minnesota leading by 11. Here's Jones. Makes it off the glass. Jones has got his first 2 points of the night.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Outside Crowder. He kicks to Exum. 5 to shoot. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
A nice shot by Teague.
I'll tell you, how about a high percentage opportunity from Jeff Teague? As a scorer, you love to get those easy ones.
Exum finds Crowder. Mitchell outside. No good with the triple. Minnesota with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Jones looking for an opening. Back to Teague. Yes, that goes in. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Exum. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Lets it go from deep. Not his night so far. That's miss number 5 with no makes.
With him scoreless in the latter part of this one, it's awfully hard to come back.
Tolliver, and that one is stuffed right through.
And they're just dominating on both ends, and it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Now O'Neal. And he drops in the layup off the glass. O'Neal's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Teague kicks to Dang. Three-pointer on the way. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So Utah will take it the other way. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Yeah, tough place to play on the road, and you just saw how comfortable they were shooting the basketball.
Amazing, Greg, that the hostile environment had zero effect. Instead, they embraced the challenge and absolutely shot lights out.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Minnesota. Butler comes in for Luol Deng. Udo's checked in for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for O'Neal. And Udo with the stuff.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
Inside. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Jazz trail by 17. Utah calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Some changes for Minnesota. Gibson comes in for Gorgui Dieng, and Wiggins is subbed in for Tyus Jones. Utah also making some changes. Cephalosha comes in for Crowder, and Ricky Rubio is subbed in for Dante Exum. The Jazz working the ball around now. Udo with the ball. Towns on him. Here's Mitchell. The Jazz with another miss.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And it's Butler missing. Jazz trail by 17. Rubio outside. Passes it to Udo. Mitchell outside. Hits the three-point bomb. Mitchell's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, the scary potential of Donovan Mitchell overall as a scorer. If it's a consistent three-point shot in his arsenal, forget about it, guys.
T kicks to Towns. The kick out to T. Good D by Rubio. So it's Rubio bringing it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 14. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Mitchell. Again, Mitchell missing.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Udo. That's foul number 2 for him.
Guys, that's number 2 on him, and they do not need him to sit right away, but one more foul before the half, and he'll be headed to the bench.
Here's Towns. No good on the quick 3. Ingles passes to Cephalosha. Rubio, basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Wow, that's tough finish right there. I mean, that's very good defense, just better offense by Rubio.
T kicks to Towns. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Minnesota with the ball. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Now the feed to Butler. Teague against Rubio. 6 to shoot. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Towns. 20 points for him last game against the Lakers. Here's Wiggins.
I think one thing you know about Joe Ingles is he understands angles defensively, and he will compete.
Kicks it to Udo. Mitchell passes to Rubio. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from 14. Wiggins with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 11. Over Ingles. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Wiggins has got 7.
Boy, you realize how fast Wiggins is moving when he pulls up on a dime like that.
Mitchell kicks to Udo. Butler against Rubio. Udo, the pass to Ingles. Mitchell outside. No good from outside. Minnesota's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Teague. Drops in the layup for 2. He has 6.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And Rubio kicks to Udo. Mitchell passes to Ingles.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Launches a 3. Drains the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Minnesota leading by 12. Outside Butler. Dishes to Gibson. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Taj Gibson. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
First free throw is good.
Well, Taj Gibson is a pro's pro. The rugged power forward is known for his consistency. You can count on this guy game in and game out.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rose is checked in. And a switcher also for Utah. Burks is checked in. That one misses. Jazz trail by 13. There's the dish to Rubio. 1:16 left in the second quarter. That one wide left.
Well, can't find the target, but good work to get into open space inside the arc.
KG, I wanted to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's
Let me
KG.
know.
That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And always a special occasion to have KG with us, Doris, a guy who really brings it every time we speak with him.
Well, his enthusiasm is contagious. This guy is a leader on and off the court. There's a vibrancy, a joy that he brings that was key to his success as a player and how fun as a broadcaster. Kev, boy, it never gets old watching this guy go to work at the offensive end. He's so gifted.
Works with it. Butler covering. Knocked away. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Rubio taking his time here. Just 4 to shoot. From deep. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Wiggins from outside. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Timberwolves lead by 17. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to you, I guess.
And you.
Not you.
Not him?
You.
Oh, her for sure.
Them.
Yes.
This is Ernie Johnson. That's Kenny, that's Shaq. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, they struggled in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And we saw his work over the first two quarters, really pushing the action and consistently finding the open man.
It felt like he owned that first half because he involved his guys with his passes, found different ways to take advantage of the defense.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Jazz trail by 17. In the past, it has been suggested, Doris, that up-tempo teams couldn't maintain that style and then go on to win the playoffs. Is that an outdated theory and thought process?
Well, I think it has always contingent on the team, Kevin. You think back to the Lakers Showtime era when the reality is those were up-tempo Showtime-type teams, right? They could sustain it. But I think the fact of the matter is the teams that sustain success are the ones that can play in virtually any style. Can they play up-tempo if you allow them? Certainly. But when the game slows, particularly in the playoffs and the postseason, can you execute in the half court? Because you've got to be able to play both ways, I think, to win in the modern NBA.
Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Back to Udo. Pass to Rubio. Over Teague, and that one goes long.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Towns. And 11 points for Andrew Wiggins.
A good score inside for a 3-man. I mean, Wiggins can beat you with his back to the basket or facing up.
Ingles dishes to Mitchell. Over Butler. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 10.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's good basketball. You have to get a little creative against the big man, but I love his initiative.
Wiggins. Towns at the elbow. Pass to Butler. Over Mitchell. And it's Butler missing.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Teague against Rubio. The pass to Udo. He dishes it to Mitchell. Floats one, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Taj Gibson picks one up. And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell.
Boy, this is as exciting a combo guard as there is in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell's craftiness, his assertiveness, all of those things make this guy special.
Gorgie Dangs checked in for Minnesota. And Mitchell drops them both. Doris, you know, you watch the athleticism that Mitchell has, and it's a surprise he didn't go any higher in the draft.
Well, this is a guy who had so many highlight reel dunks in his young career, proven scorer over the course of the 82-game season. But listen, Mitchell wasn't a scorer at Louisville, so it's not surprising what happened in the draft.
Good work there as it goes.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
And the Jazz call time here.
You know, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
Jay Crowder's checked in for Joe Ingles. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Jazz.
And this is a team that is so comfortable with that mid-range jump shot. There are a lot of folks who would say that's living dangerously, that it's a bad idea to rely on those 10 to 20 footers, but they've got players with the talent to knock those down consistently.
And it's Rubio with the ball for the Utah Jazz. 17-point game. Mitchell with it. Butler covering. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Udo kicks to Crowder. Passes it to Favors. Mitchell outside. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep.
You got to credit Zhang's defense. That miss didn't just happen by accident.
And it's Mitchell missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Butler from outside. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. And that's 13 points for Butler.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Mitchell against Butler. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 14 points.
This is Mitchell at his absolute best, driving, attacking, putting all the pressure on the defense.
Wiggins kicks to Butler. The rebound by the Jazz. Mitchell outside. Left side, Crowder. Pass to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Mitchell in the corner. Here's the 3. Kept alive. Outside, Crowder. Rubio against Teague. Rubio left side. That one good for 2. Rubio's got 4 points this quarter. Timberwolves leading by 16. Now here's Teague. He has 6. Zhang with the ball. Here's Wiggins. Rebounded by the Jazz. Udo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Mitchell kicks to Rubio. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Udo. Crowder finds Favors. Wiggins against Crowder. Wiggins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
The Timberwolves again can't hit. Rubio against Teague. Mitchell outside. Crowder feeling it out a bit. There's the triple. Favors trying to break free. Shot by Crowder, no good. Wiggins drives in. Trying to end the drought. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Jay Crowder.
Well, you think about Andrew Wiggins, guys, signing that max deal in 2017. Timberwolves ownership, though, wanted to sit down with Wiggins to hear him commit to being a better player. Pretty unusual stuff.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And on the heels of that contract extension, all of Andrew Wiggins' shooting percentages fell last season. Doris, you think a cause for concern for the Timberwolves?
Well, I think obviously, Kevin, anytime you've committed almost $30 million a season to one guy, the expectations are going to be sky high. For me, Andrew Wiggins needs to just stay consistent. We are talking about a guy with elite athleticism, plenty to take advantage on the offensive end. It's a question for me of, does Andrew Wiggins want to be great? Because the potential is there.
O'Neal passes to Favors. Exum with it. Jones covering. And here's Exum. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Off target with his 3. Outside, Jones. He kicks it to Dang. Shoots a 3. Favors with the rebound. Favors got rebound number 7 for him tonight. O'Neal against Jones. Favors finds Crowder. It's stolen by Jones. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
On the wing, Wiggins, covered by Mitchell. And it's Wiggins missing. Jazz trailed by 19. O'Neal kicks to Exum. To end the drought, and the layup is good.
Dante Exum, outstanding, absorbing the contact, just bullies his way with the defense.
Minnesota leading by 17. Jones with the bounce pass. Back to Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Boy, how fast did Jang get off his feet to finish that one? Beautiful.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Good work there as it goes. Crowder's got his second bucket tonight.
Derek Favors.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here's Jones. He's covered closely. Mitchell against Wiggins. The good-looking shot from the wing. Wiggins has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Boy, more points on the board for Wiggins. How about this guy? This is a memorable night.
Exum passes to Favors. Mitchell kicks to O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
I think the trade for Jimmy Butler and other veteran signings accelerated the Wolves' rebuild. They are in much more of a win-now mentality.
Two.
That's good from O'Neal. And Doris, Jimmy Butler with an opt-out after this season. Pressure on Minnesota to prove this team can be a winner.
And Kevin, their flexibility is a little bit hamstrung by their max contracts. They're going to need to find some value pickups and develop from within.
Rose, he's checked in for Luol Deng. Timberwolves leading by 17. Rose kicks to Jones. The pass to Wiggins. To the paint. Here's Jang. And finished off by Jang.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Exum finds Favors. O'Neal with it. Jang defending. Nice ball movement by Utah. Exum passes to Burks. Clock at 6. From downtown, it's good from long range. Burks has got 9 points.
Well, Burks is a lethal three-point threat. This guy has such an effortless shooting stroke.
Rose passes to Jones. Kicks to Wiggins. Here is Tolliver, covered by Cephalosha. Wiggins against O'Neal. And it's Wiggins missing. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for Utah. They trail by 16. The shot's good.
Well, you have to love the size that Dante Exum attacks the point guard position with. He can see over defenders, passing the ball with great confidence.
Jones against Burks. Wiggins surveying the floor. Over Cephalosha. And it's Wiggins missing. Jazz trail by 14. Cephalosha kicks to O'Neal. Burks on the wing. Passes it to Exum. And here's Favors. He's covered by Rose. O'Neal passes to Cephalosha. And the Jazz, another three.
Cephalosha.
54 seconds left in the third quarter. Timberwolves leading by 11. Jones finds Rose. Pass to Wiggins. Teardrop shot. He lays it in. 18 points for him.
Defense on its heels right now. Wiggins makes an adjustment, pulls up for the soft floater.
Exum passes to Cephalosha. O'Neal with it. 24 seconds left in the third. 5 to shoot. Burks for 3. And the Jazz, another 3.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Outside Rose. Pass to Jones. Lets the 3 fly. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll return shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Minnesota leading by 10. So on the floor for Utah, we've got Udo. Joe Ingles is out there with Cephalosha. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Rubio in at the 1. Utah's on defense. Tolliver dishes to Rose. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio.
He had played mistake-free basketball until that one. His first turnover of the night.
Ingles kicks to Cephalosha. And there's the pass to Udo. Now, here's Burks. Now, Rubio. 4 on the clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Burks can't get it to go.
There are going to be times, I think, when it's okay to take a shot like that, but not on that possession.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he can make that, but that particular distance is not his specialty.
Rubio outside. In the corner, Cephalosha with it. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there, and instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Teague is checked in for Anthony Tolliver. Ingles against Teague. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
Rubio against Rose. And it's Rubio penetrating. And the rejection by Towns.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Utah. Epe Udo. 2 shots.
Two shot.
And the first one at the line is good. You know, a skill that doesn't show up in the box score, the drawing charge calls. In your opinion, there are, I'm sure, a lot that you think are the best at it.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, sometimes this comes at a cost physically that you have to be willing to absorb. I've seen Marcus Smart take a charge from LeBron James. That's 6'8", 250-plus pounds coming at you full speed. Kemba Walker, Draymond Green. But, Kevin, you know this. When you draw a charge, you have essentially given yourself an extra possession, and you've put the opponent at a detriment because it's a foul against that player who's committed it.
Means a lot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rubio against Rose. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, his value to this team on both ends. Not many guys can defend the perimeter and the rim the way Towns can.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big-time play on both ends.
Cephalosha with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Here is Udo. Dishes it to Rubio. Burks on the wing. Rose with the block. They retain possession. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Rose finds Butler. Here's Towns. Passes to Gibson. Towns trying to get open. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Timberwolves leading by 14. Step back shot. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, with that much space around him, maybe he's better off attacking the basket than settling for the jumper.
Burks' shot is good.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
13 feet away. Ingles with the rebound. Ingles has got his 4th rebound in this one. Cephalosha passes to Rubio. It's Udo high post. Rose against Burks. Back to Udo. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rubio misses.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot. The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Cephalosha kicks to Rubio. Pass to Udo. The dish to Ingles. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
This is where Joe Ingles is gifted at realizing when he should go up with it. Really good timing on that shot.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
What is really compelling to me is the way the Utah Jazz team plays defense. Yes, it starts with the Stifle Tower, Rudy Gobert, but there is commitment and there is great structure in what they want to do on the defensive end, and I'll tell you, it is absolutely suffocating at times.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Higgins is checked in, and a switch here also for Utah. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Burks. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. He gave them props for their defense. He said, the defense has been outstanding. Keep pressuring them, forcing turnovers, and we can win this one, guys.
T kicks to Towns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And for the Jazz, defense is the identity this team builds around.
You look at nearly every defensive metric from a season ago, the Jazz were near the top in most. They are great at forcing turnovers, great at closing out possessions with excellent defensive rebounding, and they do a great job of bothering shots and rotating in necessary positions. I love this team on that end of the floor.
The first one falls. Karl-Anthony Towns, a tremendously talented scorer, but Dorsey came into the league billed as a potentially foundational defensive player.
And that's interesting, Kevin, because that's the end of the floor where he has work to do. You know, there's so much asked of today's centers, but with mentors like Kevin Garnett, Taj Gibson, Jimmy Butler, you know he's getting the right advice. And boy, what a gifted offensive player Karl-Anthony Towns is.
Mitchell kicks to Udo. Rubio with it. Picked up by Teague. Back to Udo. He dishes it to Rubio. He feeds it to Cephalosha. Offline from the high post. Timberwolves leading by 11. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Look out below, an airmail special by Cat.
Rubio left side. Ingles passes to Mitchell. He kicks it to Udo. Back to Mitchell. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one is on Towns. Jeff Teague replacing Ricky Rubio at the point guard position for the Timberwolves. Doris, did you like that change?
You know what I did, Kevin? They're drastically different players. Rubio probably the better defensive player, definitely the more prolific passer, but the shooting was always an issue. Where with Teague, you get a guy who can knock down three-point shots, and he's one of the best point guards in the league at dribble driving into the paint and getting some action off that.
And he makes the first.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And Mitchell drops them both. Year after year, the Timberwolves have the NBA's most grueling travel schedule. A lot of miles to cover in the West.
Kevin, if you add up their flights in a season, they could circle the globe more than twice. And let's remember, there's no frequent flyer miles here either.
Here's Butler. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
Well, give Jimmy Butler credit right there. Resourceful, powerful, backs away from no one.
And Rubio kicks to Udo. Mitchell with it. Butler covering. Now, here's Ingles. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game. A lot of times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM, because the rich can get richer.
Yes.
And it can tilt things toward the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well. Gibson, that falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Gibson's got 6 in the quarter. Jazz trail by 13. Rubio finds Crowder. Mitchell against Butler. The 11-footer, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Mitchell's got 10 points here in the second half. Rubio against Teague. Butler feeling out a bit. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Mitchell against Butler. Udo, the pass to Mitchell. Here's the floater. Wiggins against Cephalosha. Feeds it to T. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Here's Mitchell. Good on the shot. Mitchell's got 20.
This is where Donovan Mitchell is nearly impossible to stop. With that aggressive defense, he still finds a way to score it.
Crowder against Teague. Now here's Wiggins. Defense is right there. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Greg, the game comes so easy to Wiggins, but some say he needs to be more assertive, more aggressive. Do you see that?
I mean, high expectations for a player that was taken first overall. The length and athleticism should enable him to impact the game in so many ways, but, his motor doesn't always rev high enough to take advantage.
He hits the second from the line.
And the problem for Wiggins, a former overall #1 pick, people always seem to want more from him, whether it's warranted or not.
Rubio finds Cephalosha. Now Mitchell, covered by Wiggins. Mitchell against Butler. Pulls from the top of the key. And with that shot, the Minnesota lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket for Mitchell.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
Teague, the pass to Gibson. Teague dishes to Gibson. Back to Teague. Just 5 to shoot. Butler from outside. Utah with the rebound. Favors has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Rubio outside. Kicks it to Favors. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Timberwolves. They led the game at 1 point by 20, and the Timberwolves call time here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball, a little over 50% from the field, and a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. Wiggins against Cephalosha. Lays it up off the glass. Wiggins has got 21.
Well, you think the body up to Wiggins will throw him off. It doesn't help at all.
Mitchell against Butler. And it's Mitchell missing.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Butler kicks to Towns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Towns. And talk about the mindset nowadays. Kids like Towns growing up not content to just play in the paint.
That's exactly right, Kevin. His father would divide their workouts into 2 halves. The first was face-up, dribbling, perimeter shooting. The second half of that workout, the interior, footwork, mic and drills, finishing over either shoulder. Boy, that's a pretty smart dad.
Rubio with it. There's 1:47 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Butler with the steal. Doris, you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down or they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
We get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
The Timberwolves shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Timberwolves.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And we watched him all night long. No one could really stop him. Just another excellent game it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great ball movement. It seemed to me they knew they were going to get an easy bucket on every possession.
And he makes the first. Many had wondered if the Jazz would rebuild after they lost Hayward. Turns out they just, Doris, reloaded.
Now, give the Jazz organization from the top down a ton of credit, because after losing Gordon Hayward, they didn't mope or feel sorry for themselves. They got a bona fide star in Donovan Mitchell in the draft, and this is a team that's got talent in the post-Hayward era, and they are going to be a factor.
So he gets them both. And last summer, Minnesota's front office saying, Doris, they would like the Wolves to lean more on their bench.
It would be nice for Coach Tom Thibodeau to have the luxury of guys coming off the bench that he can trust. You've got to fortify the bench and then trust them to perform.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Crowder. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Minnesota with the ball. Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Burks against Butler. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. We play together, play hard. We can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time